The mask. There is a difference between a man who is building something and a man who looks like he is building something. From the outside, they can appear identical. Same gym, same morning routine, same vocabulary, same content in their feed. But one of them is doing the work, and the other one is performing it. This video is not about attacking anyone. It is about a question that most men in this space never get asked. And that question is this: is what you're doing actually making you better? Or is it making you look like someone who is making himself better? Because those two things feel identical from the inside, until they don't. And by the time you can feel the difference, you have usually spent years building the wrong thing. Stay with me, because what I am going to show you in this video is the one test that separates the two, and why the content you are consuming right now may be making it harder to pass it. The performance. Here is what performance discipline looks like. It looks like posting your 5 a.m. alarm. It looks like filming your cold shower. It looks like the gym selfie that is not really about the gym. It looks like a man giving a speech about self-control while making sure the camera catches the angle of his jaw. None of this is discipline. This is discipline as content. And the difference matters enormously. Because real discipline is a private relationship between a man and the standard he holds himself to. It does not need a witness. It does not need an audience. It does not need to be confirmed by the response it generates. The moment a man starts doing the work, so that he can show the work has changed. He is no longer building something real. He is building a signal. And signals are not buildings. They collapse the moment the audience stops watching. The man who watches disciplined content for 2 hours a day is not becoming more disciplined. He is becoming more familiar with the feeling of discipline, which his brain, very conveniently, begins to confuse with the experience of it. The feeling is real. The change is not. Here is the actual damage. It is not that the content is wrong about everything. Discipline matters. Training matters. Standards matter. The damage is more specific than that. It is in what this content teaches you, quietly, repeatedly, over time, about what discipline is for. It teaches you that discipline is for appearance, that the point of building your body is to be seen building your body, that the point of success is to be recognized as successful. That value is something other people confirm. And a man who has learned that, even without knowing he has learned it, will always be building for the wrong reason. He will train harder when people are watching. He will work harder when there is something to show. He will make his biggest decisions based on what they will look like to the people around him. And the version of himself he is building will be a version designed for external approval, not a version designed for actual use. Not a version that holds up when no one is watching. Not a version he can live inside of. Here is the part nobody markets, because it does not sell anything. Real discipline is quiet. It happens in the absence of an audience. It happens in the decision you make when no one is watching, and the easier option is right there. And you choose the harder one anyway. Not because it will make a good post, not because someone will find out, not because you will get credit for it, because it is who you are. That is the only discipline that compounds. That is the only discipline that actually changes anything. If this video is landing for you, subscribe right now. Not because I am asking, because the man who needs to hear the rest of this is exactly the man this channel was built for, hit subscribe. Stay with us. What real discipline looks like. The man with real discipline does not announce it. He does not need to. He trains because training makes him capable of more, not because capability has to be visible. He works because the work produces something, not because production has to be documented. He holds his standards because they are his, not because holding them publicly makes him look like someone who has standards. The result of this kind of discipline is not a feed full of proof. It is a life that reflects it, a body that functions, a mind that does not flinch, a pattern of decisions that, over time, builds something real, something that does not require an audience to exist, something that does not collapse when no one is watching, something that is simply and quietly and undeniably there. That is what years of real discipline produces. Not content, a life. The one question. There is one question that cuts through all of it. One question that tells you immediately which kind of discipline you have been building. Would you still do it if no one ever knew? Not whether you would tell people, not whether you would post it, whether you would do it at all. If the answer is yes, you are building something real. If the answer is uncertain, you have some work to do. Not on your body, not on your routine, on the reason, because the reason determines everything. The man who trains for himself trains for the rest of his life. The man who trains for the audience trains until the audience stops watching. And the audience always stops watching eventually. The closing. Most masculine content is not lying to you about what to do. It is lying to you about why. It tells you to build discipline, and then it shows you discipline as something that needs to be seen to be real. That is the lie, not the discipline, the audience. You do not need one. You never did. The work does not require a witness. It requires you showing up every day in the absence of recognition, in the absence of applause, in the absence of anyone watching at all. That is the discipline this channel is built for. Not the kind that performs, the kind that builds. If this video gave you something, subscribe. This channel is for the men who are serious. Not the men who perform serious, the men who are. New video every week. Hit the bell. Stay with us. Stay cold. Keep building.